All right, but we're going to go over to our next one. We're going to come over here to and this is going to be a player that we really like, and I'm excited to talk about him. It's going to be Jacob Coing, wide receiver, Arizona Wildcats, senior, 5'11", 175 pounds. And what'd you see with Coing?
So he transferred out of UTEP to Arizona here in 2022. And you talk about another human joystick. Oh my
Yeah.
God, this guy's so explosive and fast.
Oh,
Very shifty and twitchy. He's somebody that can provide after the catch. He's a little bit more of a closer to the line of scrimmage type guy, but still a player that can win downfield.
mm-hmm.
I fell in love with him. I mean, he's somebody that's just not really being talked about, and I don't really understand why. And it's funny, before I even watched any type of the film here, I thought he was a bigger guy. Like, I was like, oh, it's gonna be another bigger, slower guy. Boy, could I've never been wrong.
Yeah.
And I mean, he just 13 touchdowns for his size. It just shows you that he gets separation very fast, a good route runner. Like, he's just somebody that can win in today's game. He plays against zone well. He can win against man pretty well. So, yeah, somebody I'm really excited about, and hopefully have a lot of shares. I mean, is there a way that maybe he sneaks into the third round? I think there's a possibility. I think he's going to test well here.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen people like, and I'm not comparing him to Tank Dell, but he gives me Tank Dell vibes. He's a smaller guy that gets open. That's just, you can tell has like that dog in him, just not afraid.
I was going to say, very, very good route runner.
Yeah.
Really fluid, man, in and out of his breaks. He can get people on skates like you wouldn't believe. I mean, I'd seen that one route down in the red zone. That was filthy, where he was cutting in like on a slant, and he went right back to the back pylon, and that guy lost his jock strap. I mean, this guy can really run routes. Really good after the catch, too. He's really explosive with the ball in his hands.
He is.
I mean, you get it to this guy in space, look out. And for his size, he will not – I mean, lots of times, yeah, you can tackle him, but he will give you everything he got. He'll try to get away from you.
He's gonna, the way he's gonna be utilized will be a slot receiver, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah,
he's not a very good contested catch player.
No,
doesn't see it a lot because he is such a good route runner. Did struggle with some drops early on in his career. Had 6 this year, which isn't horrible. It's not horrible, but he went from the beginning of his career to having a 16% drop percentage.
Yeah, it was.
But cleaned it way up to a 6%.
Do you have his age? I did write down that he was a 5th-year senior.
I could not find it. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say 23, 24.
Yeah, that's one thing I did dock him on, as I knew he was a
little bit older.
Right.
But a lot of these guys are.
I know most of these guys are. Yeah.
I think it's going to continue that way with NIL deals.
Right.
So,
yeah,
right.
And I'll tell you, man, can create separation consistently. He was a touchdown machine, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. But I will say this, with his contested catch, one thing I noticed about him, though, he always attacked the ball at the catch point.
Yeah, he high points the ball well.
He tracks it. He knows how to go up and get it.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, man, there is a place for this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited to see what he does, and I'm really in on him. And I think, like you said, probably a 3rd round pick. I think he's going to get better capital than people think.
I think so too. He's just one of these underrated, just undervalued people. I think mainly because he's going to be just a slot guy.
Right.
Maybe he goes in the 4th. I mean, we've seen Amon-Ra St. Brown go in the 4th. So
yeah,
I'm not saying that he's the same player, but just, oh man, I love him utilized as a slot guy.
And the thing is, man, with a lot of this stuff, and we've said it, a lot of these players in the 2nd or 3rd round, to me, I'd be happy to take a chance on some of these guys, opposed to like we talked about in the 1st round. You're wasting a 1st round pick on someone like Troy Franklin, Adonai Mitchell, Xavier Worthy. No, thank you. Keelan Coleman. I would much rather trade back, collect a bunch of these 2nd round picks.
Yeah.
Or trade at first for a proven commodity, like we talked about. But there are so many guys that I like that are going to be between rounds 2 and 4. And the thing is, now we were kind of talking about Javon Baker on the last episode, really hyping him up. Well, he's starting to seem like he's starting to get a little buzz.
Yeah.
We talked about Ray Davis on the running back show. He's starting to get a little buzz. Some of these guys are starting to come up the board a little bit, guys. So it's important that we get ahead of this now.
Yeah.
So he's one of these guys. Jacob Coing's another one I think that could be a riser. Watch out for him. He's a really talented player, and I like what I've seen. I think he's going to transition to the league very well.